What's up, guys? Shouri here, and today we are doing the 6th episode in our series in the road to top 100. Today we are going to go for top 400, and the main tips and tricks that we are going to be learning today are different ways to survive in unbelievably bad situations where you have to redrop late. If you are ever grinding, especially solo, but even if you're also playing in teams without good teammates, you are going to have to learn how to play your drops at the end very, very well, having good positioning, and most importantly, knowing when to take your moment and when not to. Right here, we go ahead and wait for the zone to kind of push them into me. Instead of going out with the zone itself, I want to make sure I'm just a little bit ahead of it. That way, I can go ahead and shoot the guys running in while they have to run at me because they're hitting final zone damage. So luckily we were able to go ahead and take most of them out. We come down here and we were sandwiched in the middle. So what I did there was I just went over, healed myself with the little beetle, and then made sure that those two would fight each other. That way, instead of being the meat in the sandwich, we could come in and clean it all up. And not all the time is it going to be your fault that you die. Like right here, these people are cheating. So what they're doing is they're using the nearby sensor to be able to talk to each other and just using proximity voice chat to work together, and they're both using their shields and just team shotting people in solos, which is really, really awesome. But the worst part about it is we'd have to drop in. There's only one place to buy stuff at, and I have to go straight for it. Luckily, everyone was busy up top, so I actually got it for free. But now we are in the last 7 people, and we really don't have all the guns we would like. We don't have any money. We can't use UAVs. We literally are just bare bonesing it. But luckily, we saw this guy shooting over here, and the other guys were shooting on the other side of the map. And since I knew they were working together, I knew I could go get this guy isolated as a solo, and then I could come over here and try to just clean up the 1 kill, which I did. And so I immediately just turned my proximity on, and I just start talking crap to them so hard because they're cheating. And so I figured, you know what, they have proximity chat on, I heard them, so I'm just gonna tell them how terrible they are. And that's exactly what happened. And if I would have lost that fight while telling him that he's one of the worst players I've ever met having to cheat in solos, that would have been embarrassing. So I'm really glad I won it. And one thing, you don't really want to just jump straight on the buy station like this guy did, because you can get caught out pretty easily. What I like to do most of the time is either circle around up top, and if there's no one like right next to it, I'll go straight in. I'll buy the quickest gun I can. I always have my favorited loadout as a short range loadout, just in case there's someone hiding behind something. I can get it quickly and go straight into the fight. But I like to also go and get something from another building that isn't occupied if I see someone over by the buy station. What this will do is it'll make it to where you at least can go in there and have a gun to fight with, and just in case they decide to try to ambush you, you have a shot. Luckily, it doesn't happen too much that they end up ambushing you, so you don't have to worry about it that much, but it's one of those precautions that takes you 10 seconds to do, but it's going to save you 100 points every time you don't lose because of it. Because remember, every time you get a win bonus in a row, you get 50 points. So if you lose outside the top 3, you lose your win streak. And that's not just the 50 points from that game, but also you don't get it when you win the next game either. So it's kind of like losing 100 points. That's why right here, we are top 6, and that's why I'm not rushing that guy and getting that what's a relatively easy kill, because it could go bad. And instead, I go ahead and get that guy, knowing that only one more person has to die. I fling myself into the air, hit the parachute, and then I just wait for it to get top 3, which is exactly what happens. And now that we're top 2, we're going to go ahead, just destroy this guy with my superior skills of getting owned. Yeah, that guy wrecked me. I'm not going to lie, I thought I had it the whole way until about like 3 shots in, and I was like, yep, second place is nice too, though. Can't get first every game. But like I said, as long as you're getting top 3, that's good. Right here, I saw this guy coming over to the buy station, so I actually took a detour to the right side. That way I could come behind him while he's distracted, and then I can go ahead and kill him with my pistol while he's standing still trying to buy something, which we were able to do very quickly, and now it's our turn to go buy something. And instead of going for this kill, I'm going to immediately hit smoke, and I am just going to bounce. We go ahead, run straight through the village. I'm going to just make sure that there's nobody in this building, and then of course there was someone on top. Lucky for us, he did end up jumping down. We were able to get him pretty low, but we are so screwed right here. If the zone wasn't there to help us just send that guy into us, we would 100% lost right there. Right here, what we're going to do is use our power slide, and then we're going to throw down a smoke so I can heal without getting sniped, because the last guy is sniping up ahead on these rocks. I go ahead and cancel my heal because I know exactly where the sniper is. We have almost full health, and you don't need full health, right? Yes, I do, because oh my god, he literally sniped me in the head, and I barely killed him there. Oh my god. Luckily, we were able to get that heal off, or he would have one-shotted me. That was an insane snipe on his part. This right here is literally my favorite part, probably on any map. What you want to do is you want to go down here, you want to make sure the doorway is opened in this way, and that way you can just sit behind it, and that way if there's a lot of people fighting over here, and when people die, they're going to go for that buy station. No one can see you right here. It's incredibly hard to kill you unless they have grenades, and you can literally just sit here and destroy people. We're using that one guy's shotgun that he tried to ambush us with, and go ahead and get a couple kills with it, which gave us enough money so we could buy the guns we actually wanted. And now we are going to go try to farm some long range. Now we also have to get back in the hill. We're pretty far away from it, so we do need to start pushing up now and as fast as we really can. And right there, we were able to kill the first guy, but then we have a guy from off in the distance, and I'm not gonna lie to you, this might be literally the best gunfight I ever won in my life. That was insane. I have no idea how those bullets all hit in the head. That was nuts. But it did work out, which was really lucky, because if that fight lasted any longer, all of these guys would have saw me shooting, and eventually some of them would have came over and sandwiched me, so it could have been really bad really fast, which is why I definitely recommend having a long range build like this AK or an M4, while having your backup weapon as one of really 3 guns. You can have either like an MP5, a P90, or my personal new favorite, which is a hipfire build for the AR-97, which is like basically the best close range hipfire gun of all time, but you also put a 3x scope on it, so you can also use it to kill people from long range like it's a regular AR-97. I've been using that a lot, and after we get done with this series, I will be putting out some videos showing some of those loadouts, so make sure you subscribe if you like the content, and I will be putting out a lot of different gunsmiths and loadouts and guns to pair together that work best for me, and explaining the different situations they kind of work best in, so you know exactly what you might want to use for your loadouts. And I'm telling you, man, I love this AR-97. I think it has to be the best gun in the game at this point. It's just so brutal. You can literally 2-shot someone with yellow armor in the head instantly, and that's with hip fire from pretty good distance too. That's the craziest part. The AR-97 just does so much damage, and when you have that hipfire build, because they're kind of close to you, and it has like a near 100% hit rate that close, if you just aim for the head, you will kill them so fast. Like every shot is over 100 damage. It's literally nuts, dude. So it is one of the guns that I've been practicing a lot, and it'll probably be one of the ones that's featured the most in the next video, because I use that a lot to grind to top 300. But right now we're still trying to get 400, and luckily we were able to get the power position here, and the AK is just doing work from up top. And that long range build of the AK, we got to number 2 on the server from grinding all these games using this gun almost every game. But we do start to like kind of branch out, because while I've told you so far in this series that you want to get really good at one long range weapon and 1 short-range weapon. After you kind of master them, where you can get everybody when they're moving side to side, jumping, going up air balloon things, doing basically anything you need to shoot, once you get it all the way down with perfect muscle memory, that's when you want to start to branch out to other guns. And it doesn't necessarily matter how often you use these guns. It's really smart to learn how to use them, because it'll help you know what weaknesses those guns have if you ever get in fights with them later. So even if you are an AK guy or an M4 guy, you want to learn how to use the SCAR, or you want to learn how to use the AR-97 at range. That way you know the strengths and weaknesses that it has, and you can more easily be able to kill people when they're using it with the guns you prefer. And it's something that I really recommend doing, but only after you get completely comfortable and have total muscle memory with insane accuracy on your primary weapons. Right here, I reload at literally the worst time ever, and he ends up getting that kill on me. But literally the next game, I do find this guy right at the final circle, and we get our revenge on the boy. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I really needed that too, because that was a really dumb reload. That wasn't even me running out of ammo. I manually reloaded that on accident. Like, it was one of those huge botch plays that'll just, like, completely destroy your mental. And that's one other thing. It's not just about dropping down and then buying up guns and getting back into the game and then kind of winning out that way. It's also about your mental. If you're going to be grinding, you have to be able to take a loss, take a bad game, and then just shake it off and not lose your confidence. Because in this game, if you shoot first, you're most likely going to win the fight. If you hesitate and let them start getting shots in first, you are at much more of a disadvantage. Because of how easy it is to aim, whoever gets first mover's advantage is almost always going to end up winning the fight. So getting that confidence back is the key. So make sure that you take those risks when you can early in the next game, and then if you die, you die. Just make sure that you're doing your best, and once you can get one of those just good confidence kills, it'll really help you go ahead and get into that last circle and know that you can just fry anybody, which really helped in this one because I knew that I was playing with one of the top players in the game, someone I actually know from a game called Farlight, which both me and this person Peppermint were really good rank grinders who are always in the top 10, so it's really funny that they switched over to this game and we randomly find them in a match-made game. They're already top 40, so we definitely have a little ways to catch up, but whenever the season resets, we're definitely going top 50 plus. I'm just going to wait for it to reset since I started so late on the season. Going anything above top 100 is really not that feasible, but luckily we are able to go ahead, grind that game out, and get a crazy amount of points. Right here, we go ahead and get the most insane kill with guns that are so terrible. This is one of those situations I told you guys about where I would go next to a place that had a buy station instead of directly to it, because this guy was actually camping it. I took his SCAR and another guy's SCAR, and I haven't shot them yet, so I don't actually know how either of these guns are. I don't know if they're good gunsmiths, long range, short range. I literally just have to hope that they work out. And from earlier in this game, I know this is one of the top 20 players in the game. He always plays Kraken, so I know he's going to try to blind me, so I am going to just try to go ahead and beam him. That's why we went ahead and ran in there as fast as we could once he got his armor down, because I knew even if he blinds me, I should be able to kill him before it completely does, and we took down Flawless, giving us another win. And as you've seen, most of this episode of the series is literally about getting better at being able to drop in with little to no guns, buy back as quickly as possible, and then find an escape route to get somewhere. I love using Zero or Emma now instead of Ethan because I found out they work a lot better for solos. Emma just helps it where you can kind of escape around with your knife and just run in circles and heal yourself, and then it makes it a lot better with Zero just to be able to escape and get to people. But Ethan does have its benefits. Right here, we kind of mapped out where we really wanted to go by using that UAV, and that way we could slide in. But Ethan just has such limited utility. This is really the last times that we really kind of used him in our rank grind. But a lot of the things that we really needed to do were get into these ranked end zones and be able to actually take down some of these top players. And a lot of it is literally just dying because you're in a 1v4 fight, you can only kill 3 of them, and then you have to come back into the game when there's only like 8 people left in a final circle that's just crazy, and you really have to try to get to the buy station, or you have to play with a gun that you don't really want to play with. But sometimes it's like this game where everything's going right because there's so many people in front of us over and over again, and we just were able to get kill after kill. And because we have a good ranged weapon and we're killing people so fast, we're actually able to dip out before the next fight comes in, and that way we can always just keep people kind of worried about us being there, but they never actually get a chance to fight us because after we get the kill, we reposition every time. That way we're always kind of in a different spot, or we're in a spot that no one's really looking at, and we can just absolutely obliterate people from afar. When people come in close, we have our MP5 hipfire build ready to go for the kill, and just absolutely dominating with an insane 24 kills already. It is just going right in every single way for us this game. Remember guys, if you need any help with any of the builds for any of these guns, just message me in the comments and I will tell you the attachments I use. And make sure you subscribe so you see the rest of this series that's coming up. I'm going to keep posting daily until it's done, and a little bit after that I'm also going to start posting some gunsmiths and other things like weapon combos that I like to use in the gunsmiths for those, and show you how to use them effectively. And I hope all this is kind of helping you guys get a little better, and I hope you all have a great day.